Scandinavian matchup between Ecstatic and Dignitas. So what do you think about this matchup, Vision?
This match is going to be really cool. I think we see a hot off the block Ecstatic lineup versus a Dignitas lineup where there are some flaws, you might say. But no, this should be a good one. Ecstatic, I'm on a position with them where I want to see them in Tier 1 now. They do come off of this off the back of a bit of a 6-map loss streak. Maybe they can change this around here, but the caliber of players on this team, something's clicked, in my opinion, for them. I mean, Bird from Sky, call him well. I mean, Wolfie's just insane. Fasher, Dafu, Manx, you know, all of these players are incredible. So, this Ecstatic lineup, they're coming hot off the blocks. Let's see if they can keep going how they're going.
Yeah, I mean, Wolfie is my NA pride that I so like. I don't know why he's Swedish here. Maybe he's double nationality, but
Maybe.
Having Wolfie on this team has been really nice. Their imports have been really good. On the Dignitas side of things, you have a lot of intangibles working in your favors. You have absolutely legendary veterans on your team like Forrest and Freiburg. You have players that have been around the block like Lekro, who have called around some great teams with that NIP project for a little while. And then you have great talents like Heap and Halzerk that have also shown that they have what it takes to compete at the highest level. Halzerk, when he first joined this team, was absolutely ruthless on the AWP. He's fallen off a little bit now, but perhaps in this playoff setting, he can try to show that form that he was brought onto this team for and try to pull ahead against a team of Ecstatic that are kind of falling off right now. As of late, Ecstatic, with that 6-map loss streak, even though they have a lot of the maps in their favor, perhaps this series might fall out of their favor because of how confident and experienced Dignitas is as a roster.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at this map veto then. And I think we talked about this beforehand when it came out. Well, I mean, we're going to see Dusttube gone, of course. Nuke banned from Ecstatic. Yeah, just take away Dignitas' arguably best map. Now, here's where the interesting thing comes, Paladin, is that take us through this because everything here seems like a punish pick.
Yeah, it's a 7-map pool for Ecstatic, and that's why they're so strong of a team right now, and why they've climbed up the ranks and why they've won so many Tier 2 tournaments here. Picking an overpass, it's around like a 30-35% win rate for Dignitas. They could have even gone to the ancient side of things, and that's why they're forced to ban that out, our Dignitas. And then Dignitas go to Vertigo, but look at this, Pigeon. Ecstatic have played this map 33 times, and they've won it 76% of the time.
In the past 3 months.
Yeah, they're absolute masters at this map.
Yep.
And but if you're Dignitas, you have really no other way to go. So you go to Vertigo, you have to ban Ancient. Dignitas is good on Mirage, so Ecstatic bans it away. It's a little bit of a coin flip of map. Inferno is a map that if you're a stable team on, you'll perform well day in, day out.
Yep.
And so you leave that as the decider. Every single map here works in favor for Ecstatic, and it's always going to be an uphill climb for Dignitas, but again, we talked about how there's a couple intangibles that they can tug at to really get back into this matchup. But other than that, every single metric is firmly in the favor of Ecstatic. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think Ecstatic, they have the number on this one. I think Dignitas, they have a win condition of the everyone, and I mean literally everyone, is on their peak performance right now. We''ve seen Freiburg slip off in the past couple of months, in the past few months rather. You know, he hasn't been putting at the best performances. Yeah, he's IGLing the team, but you know, from a personal standpoint, I don't think it's really good enough to be IGLing, but then putting up these numbers where it really just doesn't suffice. So I guess we'll see how Freiburg calls into this one. We're ready for game 1 here. We're on Overpass to start off this second best of 3.
Excited as ever to get started here. Ecstatic, you have to look at Wolfie, right?
Yeah, you do.
Wolfie has absolutely shown that he's a great talent in the international scene. He's fighting against Tier 2 European opposition, which is by no means an easy feat. And from the get-go, they're just calling it a quick little B rush, a smoke to boot from Bird from Sky, and a couple flashes as well. But Dignitas have an answer here in Connector.
Yeah, this Connector play could be deadly here. Freiburg is going to call for the troops to come rotate over towards this B side of the map, and as soon as that Connector door swings open, Ecstatic are aware. And now they push towards CT. This is the position they want, almost a different side of the retake for the CT side. And look who's being chased down. It's Halzerk. They want him dead to rights. He doubles up with the pistol, nearly 3. Bird from Sky shuts that one down, but Lekro's also got one more. And now they come together. Tap on the bomb. Forest swings. Bird from Sky from Heaven needs something to work here. Flash in hand. Kit retrieved. Forest is going to be the one to stick this one, maybe, but it doesn't even matter. Wow, what a retake from Dignitas.
A little bit of an odd move from Ecstatic there to push 4 men into heaven like that. Although you would get the kill on Halzerg, look at what it costed them. It costed information. It allows all the players down in connector to come straight flying into short. And then elsewhere, you also have just bird from sky on an island in heaven after everything is said and done. Fasher can't really get anything done, and you're just left head in hands, kind of hoping for more if you're Ecstatic, because you got down that bomb pretty much unscathed, and still not able to convert that round is a little bit of a misstep in that regard. But anyways, a bomb plant down, a little tech pause completed, and it's complete Galils for the side of Ecstatic.
Let's see how they approach this round. Mid presence looks to be the option. And Dignitas are also meeting this with firepower, right? Never mind, bird from sky. Heaps head taken clean. Off its holes out to try and come to fruition. Does with a double spray down. So Wolfie. He could catch Forest off guard if he decides to swing through up from connector. Lecro is in support.
He's not spotted him.
Yeah, this is awkward here. Now, how do they work around this on the side of Dignitas? And on the side of Ecstatic as well? That's the bomb. That is the bomb that is stuck over towards Party right now. How on earth does he escape? Because he has no teammates to help him through on connector. Maybe they want to split this through. They want to eliminate this threat before they make their way over towards A. This is all about time for Forest. They know he is here. They can see the head steps made. Forest turns not quite in time. And now what do they do here? They know one is on short. And they're doing exactly what I just mentioned previously. Eliminate that connector presence. You can go towards A free.
And that's the thing. They had this double crossfire set up with Lecro and Forest down in the connector. And then you also had the short player of Freiburg to pounce. But the MP9 wasn't able to sing as well as they were hoping. And it just left Lecro on an island on A. The bomb's going to go down pretty safely here. And I don't think Lecro really has a way back into the round unless some heroics really come out from the bank position. But Fasher's got it under lock and key. And it seems as though Ecstatic will bounce straight back with a second. Or sorry, with their first in the second round.
Still looking to go for this one. Lecro, nice adjustment. Freiburg coming in from behind. Oh, it's a bit dicey. Lecro hasn't got a kit. That was the only saving grace here for the side of Dignitas, is that kit was being carried by the player just gone. And now it's up on the bomb. Manx swings out with this shoulder. This is all but done. Ecstatic will take their first in the second round.
I really thought they were going to save there. But especially with how far back Freiburg was sitting. He was sitting all the way in short for quite some time. And as soon as Lecro did get offered up that kill from Fasher, a little bit overzealous in that regard. But from then on, it seemed as though that the bomb was too far gone. And the decision making there from Dignitas was a little shoddy in my opinion. They should be able to make that call that, we have no kits. There is no way for us back into this round, especially with the bomb half ticked. Let's save what we have and try to rebuy into the next round with a good couple of guns. But now you're just down to Deagles. And only the mere A1S on Lecro. Let's see what he can do in this round. It's fast up Party for Ecstatic here. Rasher and Dafu to take as much control as they possibly can.
They've got a lot. No one's connector on the side of Dignitas. So they're just going to hold the line after they've got all this position. Manx is in a perfect place to stop this lurk, to stop this flank attempt, and Forest gone down. So here's where the long pincer comes through. Here's where they decide to divert all their men to. Heap. He's woken up in the past few series recently, really starting to come into his own, you feel like, but that deagle was not good enough. Takes Bird from Sky down to 11, yeah, but misses the mark. So Dignitas, on the back foot, down by 2. Wolfie, trying to make something work over towards Twirless. He's leading with the bomb as well. Now Dafu takes the reins. Gonna walk into the crosshair of Lekro. Good for one the second there. Triple spray down confirmed. Savior of this round. It looks so dicey, but Lekro, never count him out. And now this M4. He's not got anything more to find, and Freiburg hears all of this. That's it. That's done. What a round from Lekro.
He was known to be such a Swedish superstar when he was first brought on to the international scene, and just a marvelous triple spray down here, showing that he still has the individual chops to hang here. He's performed so well before he dropped down to Dignitas, and since then we've never really found that form from him, and here he showcases just that flash of brilliance that we've loved to see from him. Obviously known for his deagle, he shows that he doesn't really need many bullets in the magazine. And back down to a tech pause here yet again.
Sound issue.
I think we should be pretty quickly done with this one. But I'm excited to see what Lekro has to offer. He hasn't actually died yet, and he's basically killed everybody that's been in front of him this game thus far. And that's really good for things to come, right? The core of Halzerk, Lekro, and Heap is the important one. And obviously, back in the Blast showdowns and such, they've gotten some decent scalps. And coined by Launders and Scrawny themselves, Heap Peak is something that a lot of people have been talking about. And it'll be important to see him with his entries, because he has been performing quite well in the last couple of series. And they're going to need every bit of firepower that they can get, because pound for pound, Ecstatic is feeling pretty high and mighty in that regard. But again, we haven't even talked about Forest at all, and perhaps we'll have a little bit more time later on. But we know how much he can just take over a game on the CT side especially.
Oh, he can still hang around at tier 1, definitely. In my opinion.
There's a lot to offer on this Dignitas roster, a lot of potential, but it has to be realized against a team of Ecstatic's caliber who would not go down silently, especially with the maps that we have in this veto.
Well, Dafu's not being silent about that deagle. They know where he is. Taking control, rather, in one step at a time. You've cleared out long. Let's get a little bit further there. Then we clear out the next part along. And then we get a little bit further, and then we slowly make our way to the site. Noise is cut. Dignitas. They don't decide to rotate anyone just yet. They're keeping exactly where they are until contact is made. Bit of a late smoke, but it works wonders. Halzerk has the favourable angle here, isolates the jewels. But now they might decide to go through this one, and as that smoke fades, Halzerk goes off the angle. Re-smoke towards toilets. So they sort of isolate Ecstatic into these one-lane jewels, and Fasha falls for it. And now they just decide to push off the loss of their team member. Heap. Back behind Dice. Halzerk. He's right there to face first. I don't think Heap is needed. Never mind, he is. Swings out for one. And this is just all but written, rather, for Ecstatic on this round. Dignitas, they take a round.
And we didn't really have enough setup for the hero AK and Galil there, called by Bird from Sky, and instead it's just a dry peak there for Fasher, and he isn't able to get anything for it. And that's what it's really predicated on. You have to hit that initial headshot to really open up any chance in that round. And if he isn't able to get that kill, you kind of stifle around with the CT utility and having to pick up the gun again and fumble all of that. And while all this is happening, the CT rotations are just so thick and fast that there's not really much to offer if you're Ecstatic in that T round. And it's just relegated Wolfie to save and complete Glocks for Ecstatic, and see if they can have another bite at the cherry in round 6 instead.
Yeah, you don't expect much to be done this round. Wolfie's got that hero AK. Why not? If you can buy the next round, why not try and attempt it? Slow plays yet again from the side of Ecstatic. Just try and condition Dignitas into maybe keeping their sights set on a slow play every round. Of course, the change of pace is going to come eventually. Heap spots out for a shoulder from the jump. And they decide to push in. There's 5 players here to face, and that's the AK down. Halzuk manages to spray them down, taps down the 4th. What a nice round from him. Nice
Marvelous.
Nice little confidence booster.
And you want this guy up and at him, because, man, when this guy's AWP starts going, it's really a sight to see. And there was an argument that when he came onto Dignitas early on, that he would rival the rookie stats of a player like ZywOo, and obviously you see where ZywOo has ended up now on Vitality and where Halzuk is now. You kind of wish that those same arguments would come back if you were Halzuk himself, and if you could fight for such a right now. But regardless, he has to go up against Wolfie with that AWP, and since Wolfie saved in the previous round, he's just down to a P250. So a little bit of a stifled buy from Ecstatic, but still a bit of room to play with.
It feels like we've never really seen Halzuk up against tier 1 opponents. You want to see him up there. You know, he's proved himself in tier 2 for time on end. Get him, you know, genuinely should deserve to be in a better team at this point. Ecstatic though, connector control. Freiburg only shuts it down for now. Bomb not gained. Go back for it. Fair enough. You've got that position. So it's up to Ecstatic now to make the next move. Dignitas aren't going to give them anything. They still have control over towards connector. You probably want to keep that. Manx, as the smoke phase, tries to dry peek. Forest all too ready for that. All too aware. Flash tries to come through to help on shorts, but no one's there for now because the Molotov slows them down. And now they contact out. Whether they find Lekro holding that long angle is a different story. They do. Okay, Halzuk, what have you got for us? A kill onto Fasher with the scoped weapon. And now 18 seconds left. Even less to plant the bomb now. And Dafu's left in a 1v3. An undoable situation. Unthinkable. Because Dignitas aren't going to give them anything. Dafu has to stick this plant. And as soon as he does, boom, dead, done. Halzuk finishes that. Dignitas get their 5th.
A lot of individual fights being forced by Ecstatic, and none of it really comes up in their favor. Forrest very aware after playing Grail that it's a very difficult angle to get multiple kills from, and so he tries his best to get to short. He gets there, gets another kill for his troubles, and at that point, round's pretty much done. Manx tries to catch the fade, and it just doesn't work out very well for Ecstatic in general. And anywhere else on the map, it wasn't really working out as well. You wanted them to walk up connector, and the nade blowing up from the door actually didn't work in their favor. Instead, it worked in Freiburg's favor, and he gets that early kill to really spiral that round for a 5th on the board for Dignitas. And again, this is Overpass as Ecstatic's pick, not Dignitas's. So we'd want a bit more from the Ecstatic T side, and so far it's a lot more individual skill checking rather than a potential outclassing in tactics.
Yeah, Ecstatic have not really shown much as a team right now. Meanwhile, Dignitas, there's always that trade potential there on their CT side, and now Fasher, through no fault of Halzuk's own, apart from a couple of missed shots, has been allowed to take down Heap. That's an AK retrieved for them. And body armor and a smoke, he picks that one up. Nice shot. Lekro catches Manx ahead of the pack. And while catches that lone AK as well. Still wary of someone coming from Banana, but both are towards long. There's one more. Lekro backs off. He's 3 HP and 3 kills in the round. Fair enough. Nice little hold. Ecstatic didn't really have much to answer for in this round. Wolfie still yet to get a frag though, yet to get an assist. They're just starting to surround him. It's all but the end here for Wolfie.
And when your key players going full James Bond is not a great sign.
He can't make this jump. He can't do it.
We can't. And there it is. Forrest clipping the wings of Wolfie, sending them down to a 6-1 deficit. But the buy does come out, and perhaps we'll have the AWP finally out for the American. And perhaps we can start having a little bit more impact from him, because he's just one death away from going 007.
You don't want that, do you? Not exactly the best confidence builder.
I know they're looking for a new James Bond, but
Yeah.
don't want it to be Wolfie in this situation.
I like this double connector setup as well. They're almost certainly ready for Ecstatic to try and retake this one late. Now, Heap might overstep the mark here. Never mind, even if he does...
Heap, baby.
Yeah, even if he does, he's still there to pick up 2. Halzerk from connected with the Orb. An uncharacteristic position for the big green. Yet still, it goes in the favour of the CTs unless Manx has got something to answer for here. But he's slowed down. Wolfie, here's your chance. You've got an Orb in hand. Here's a 1v3. You've got a 3A bomb site. That's the saviour here.
But he's got to clear all of this out, right? He's still completely unaware as to a potential anchor on the A bomb site. And you see here Halzerk's doubling back to see if there's anything that Wolfie wants to bring to the table here. And as he creeps down to the bank, he has to go a little aggressive, but Halzerk is a little aware.
Yeah.
Holding for a potential push from the
They know
American,
this.
and Halzerk has read this like a book. He might have him with the P250,
Oh!
and he certainly does.
It's all about
What
timing.
a flick over there from Halzerk. He's feeling it on every weapon in the game. The rifle, the AWP, and the pistols, you name it, he's got it. A 7th on the board for Dignitas, and what a flying start from these guys.
Well, there you go. 007. Hello, Wolfie. How you doing? Probably not too well. That is lovely timing from Halzerk, though. To be aware, first of all, is, okay, well, yeah, fair enough. You've got no one watching A for that pretty much entire round. Yeah, there could be the possibility that he's there after about 30 seconds, but to then just catch that perfect timing as Wolfie's not looking, perfect. So, Dignitas, they look really strong here. They're looking like they want to end this map quick, want to end the series quick, maybe. But here comes a fast execute. They're going to go through the dissipating smokes, and wow, Fasher. The Galil, assisted by the Mach 10 of Manx, gets 2. Lekro manages to sort of even the numbers just about before deciding to jump through the heaven smoke. A bit of a misplay there, you might like to think. Maybe overconfidence. But a 2v4. Heap. Oh, opts not to throw the nade. The 2 young guns in the team coming through. Maybe a 2v4, make it a 1v4. And we're not going to continue the narrative from the previous series. Halzerk is definitely going to save this one. So there we go. Ecstatic. They finally get another round on the board. Too little too late, you might think, because Dignitas, they're still in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and as we were talking about before in that Entropiq K23 series, the flash pop from B is actually quite an effective play, and sometimes that's what you need to break the spell because of the rounds lost that they have. The aggressive nature of Dignitas would tend to build at that point, and perhaps they would go aggressive in Monster. They want to catch anything aggressive in that regard, and the flash catches them beautifully as they're in that transition period. Ecstatic is able to catch them with their pants down, and it's a free B bomb site. Halzerk and Heap really can't get involved. And once you've killed Lekro, you've essentially unlocked the B bomb site. So second on the board for Ecstatic, and they've gotten quite a few weapons from that. They've gotten an economy that might actually be stable for a little while. And that's not something that we were really expecting from them with how poor the rounds have been so far for them.
Look at how far Halzerk is here. On long. This could be timing here. Wolfie, don't you dare turn away. He's got a kill on a silver platter if he wants it, if Halzerk decides he wants more info. But now, this is all about Heap's contact. He's going to fall back maybe a little bit. Halzerk's still aggressing. And look, he's still going for it. You can see on the minimap, now he's starting to second guess himself. This is awkward. They've gone back down connector on the side of Ecstatic. So they've taken mid, they want to go B.
Good little pivot here. You have Manx sitting out in Monster anyways. So at that point, all you need to really do is take short, right? And that Heaven Smoke will probably predicate that the B finish is coming any time now.
They're slumming it down after the util. The first set of util is just to create pressure. And now here comes the flashes. Maybe, just hopefully, with 30 seconds left, it's going to need to be explosive. And yeah, look at the numbers for Dignitas. They're pretty much down here now. 2 towards Pit, make it 3. And as they come through the smoke, Electro strikes first, but it's Dafu to clear. Has to put out the sidearm because he's got no ammo in his main weapon, rather. Wolfie, oh, he needed that adjustment, hasn't got a kill so far, 0-8, and now it's up to Bird from Sky. The brains of the operation falls back into a place where he isn't looking to looking for the post plant, rather, but Heap finishes it. Dignitas, they are looking solid right now, and so cool.
And again, another opportunity for Wolfie to capitalize. He's just not having the best of starts here, and 0-8 from the main opera and one of the big stars of Ecstatic. It's getting a little dicey here. A 1/2 for Dignitas early on, and there's just nowhere for Ecstatic to really turn to. A couple of contact plays probably working out in their favor, but other than that, what have you got to really write home about? We need a little bit more depth in these defaults. Seems like a lot of posturing and not a lot of map control taking. And although you're getting Monster for free, what else are you getting? You're always leaving short open. You aren't really getting any real A control. And for that, you're basically stifled out of most of these rounds.
They're not getting instant short position here. On either team, actually. But more or less, Ecstatic haven't been taking that part of the map. They're looking to try and brute force their way into the B-bomb site. 1 minute 30 in, and they're just coming for it. And Freiberg, double spray down, make it 3. Looking for even more through the smoke. He's up to date. He's ready for it. Wolfie, it's going to be a few missed shots, and that door swings open to his demise. It's Halzerk to double up at the end. Blimey. What do you say to that? Freiberg with 3, proving me wrong from the pre-game talk.
Yeah, and we were speaking about this earlier again. Freiberg is somebody that you'd think would be able to put up at least some decent numbers, as well as an individual that he was. And if he is showing up in this series, it could be all Red Rover.
The thing is, we talked about this, that everyone on Dignitas needs to show up in order for them to actually, you know, to get a convincing win. And they're doing that right now.
They're doing it in spades, Pigeon. And 9 rounds is definitely something to write home about, with a couple more opportunities to build on that lead on the way. And we haven't really necessarily seen the T side of Dignitas in a little bit, but surely if you have enough opportunities, you can convert it into a map win. And then going into Vertigo year pick, perhaps there is a world where they can fight back. There it is.
He's on the board, lads. Well done, Wolfie. It's the first time, really, that Ecstatic have had an opening in these sort of rounds. And look what this has done to Dignitas. They're forced to play the majority towards B. Heap cannot peek above from Connector right now. He can't. So look what he does. The proactive play to get himself the hell out of there, and now he can rotate back towards A if he wants to. The trouble is, Manx has heard this. Freiberg. Fair enough.
Beautiful.
Fair enough. He knows exactly what's coming. He just knows. And that's that experience coming through. Yeah. Fash has done enough. He's dropped everything he owns. Yeah?
Yeah.
He wants to go in. He wants to try and make the execute work for himself off his own back. Molotov forces Heap out. Smoke to confirm the fact. And now here comes the execute. Electro is the only one who hasn't been caught off guard right now, and here he is, only good for the 1. And they're going to plant behind Truck. This is the best opportunity that Ecstatic have had for a round win in a 3v3, in maybe a disadvantageous situation that they've had for a very long time. Heap. Oh, he's down to 1 HP, but he gets 1 for his troubles from it, and now Dafu can swing, get that trade, and it forces the hand of Dignitas now to try and fight through. It's Freiburg yet again. And now ULTI. He started off this round with 1, can't quite get the kill through the smoke, they're just gonna stick it, and they do! Freiburg, he finishes it! Dignitas take the 10th.
Beautiful stuff from Freiburg. That's the type of play you need from a fragging IGL. And while he hasn't been fragging as of recent, he really has been showing Ecstatic who's boss and which country in Scandinavia is better. Sweden on top, 10-2 for Dignitas.
Whatever he's eating today, he should eat that every day.
Absolutely. Let me know what it is, Freiburg.
Yeah. Tweet us what you've had your meal today. I want to know. I'm in a bit of a slump in Counter-Strike right now. That's a nice flash. That's a nice pairing, but also this pairing on B is good enough for Lekro to trade. He swings it long. Okay, so now they're starting to get overzealous on these mid rounds where they want to take the advantage. Now here comes the issue. You've got Halzerk on this AVP. I wouldn't want to go into this one if I were you. And look at this. Look at Dafu. He's stuck in connector right now. This can all be heard on the side of Halzerk. This is timing now from the connector peak up and decides to fall back towards Banana.
If you're Dafu, you just sit on this. This is such a valuable piece of map. And he gets Freiburg down as well. Now it keeps Halzerk really guessing as to where the next point of contact is going to come from. And he has to just choose. And he chooses bathrooms. And he chooses wrong. Trying to deal with Dafu is going to be to his demise. And while Lekro is here to pincer, the bomb site has generally just been lost. They can just plant on bankside, and the round should be done.
Dafu's got a kill. Halzerk dead to the back of the head. Lekro's got this one to try and finish off. It's Dafu to do, though. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. That is good from Ecstatic. Now they're looking awake. I still think Dignitas have the upper end in this matchup right now so far, according to this map.
And I think the reason why these rounds have fallen apart is they're not able to get into these mid to late round scenarios, and actually have men up in these scenarios, because Bird from Sky is calling pretty well in those mid to late rounds where he has a couple men up. But when it's down to those 2v3s, 2v4s, that's when he doesn't have enough manpower to really muster up a great call, and hence the scoreline, it is what it is. Great flash here from Fasher, but Halzerk hits him blind through the smoke as Fasher comes out. Great opening pick for Dignitas, and they want to get right back to winning ways.
Oh, Manx! He had the double boost red perfectly! Adjusts his crosshair for no reason at all. A 2-man advantage for Dignitas. How? When Halzerk is playing that close, that blind, he should not be allowed to escape with 1. Let alone just escape in general. Heap can't quite adjust. That's what Bird from Sky has to offer into this round, but they've still got to face into the scope of Halzerk. And we're going to keep talking about this guy. He is 17-4 right now. Lekro 16-5, I believe, or something like that. They're just, yeah, 15-5 rather. Here comes the execute. 3-on-4. They have to make their way on. The only place they can plant right now is default. And Halzerk, well, Lekro caught off guard trying to switch between the USP. That's awkward. Forest clears something up, however. And now these both low HP players have got to make something work. Got to do due dividends with their low HP. But Dafu's on 6. He is the last player remaining. And I think they know where he is. This could be the end for Dafu. He could get the bomb down. 7 seconds remaining. They are going to hunt the life out of him. And there we go. 11-3 for Dignitas.
None of the individuals are really able to come online for this squad. You have the in-game leader out-fragging your 2 stars of Fasher and ULTI. You have a good piece of Manx and Dafu. And even then, nobody in the positive KDA range. Dafu really the only person that's putting up any major impact frags and probably the biggest reason as to why Ecstatic have 3 rounds in the first place. And on the Dignitas side of things, as we said before, every single individual is firing on all cylinders, and it's working wonders. If every individual wins their gunfight, it doesn't really matter what tactic is being thrown at you.
Not at all.
You still win the round.
Dafu's up close. He's not waiting for his teammates, and there is no trade potential. Lecro can get out of there if he wants to, but he decides to stick around. Alright then. Maybe a bit too much bitten off right there. But still, they have this advantage in terms of HP as well, and positional advantage over here towards Party and Banana. Manx. If he wants to go out through connector, he's going to be met with 2. This sound towards long might draw Dignitas back a little bit, but they're still sticking to their guns. They know the timings here. They know that Ecstatic isn't just going to rush up long willy-nilly. And then that smoke just gives them the avenue to try and push up towards long. They have so much time here on the side of Dignitas.
I think they read this. It looks like
Oh,
Forrest
look at this boost.
read it from CT.
Oh.
It's a little bit botched. That noise must have been heard from the players in bathrooms, and now they're aggressing. They're
I love
forward,
this!
But they re-aggress again on the boost.
Look at Heap. Look at Heap. He can
He's
catch up
pushed
the
up.
smoke. He
He's
can
got
catch it off. He does!
Everything.
Halzuk's now going to hold the line down. Misses his first shot. Bird from Sky can now plant towards Bank. That is their saving grace in this execute right now. And a 3v3. An actual unlikely 3v3. Heap catches the first. Flashbangs and the smoke. Dignitas have all of this to work with, and Bird from Sky is blind. Dead to rights. Fasher cannot finish. That is the last round of this half, and Dignitas took that retake convincingly.
Who would have thought that this is the scoreline that we would have had after the first half of play here at Funspark ULTI? This was the match that, map pool wise, there was no way for Dignitas to really have a say in winning outright, and they've really proven me wrong. Every single player, and I have to say, we were talking about Forrest becoming an X Factor. He doesn't even have to be an X Factor. When you have Freiburg on 13-7, you have Lecro at 16-7, and then you have your magic creator of Halzuk at 18. Not much to write home about for Ecstatic, and at this point, the rounds that you want to gather are simply to bring confidence into Vertigo.
They're just being tested here. Both sides. On mid. And now the info's gained, they've adjusted over towards B. Dignitas, they're about to come into the USP of ULTI. They've been spotted by over short water. Manx catches one. It's Halzuk to start this one off on the T side. It's all going in the favour of the T's. What on earth is going on? The Young Guns carrying this pistol round. Dafu and Fasher. Never mind, just Fasher. You can't answer back to Forrest just swinging you like that, baby. And here we go. A 1v4. They know where he is. It's just the T's about to swarm like sharks to a drop of blood in water. And Fasher down Forrest. 2 nice headshots.
I think that is probably everything that we can say from this map on Overpass. The punish pick attempted by Ecstatic, but it looks like Dignitas had this all figured out. Seems as though they've done their homework, making sure that Overpass was the protocol from Ecstatic's point of view instead of Ancient, and this prep work has worked wonders. 4 rifles now for Dignitas. Everything in their favor. They have absolutely no reason not to close this game out.
That's the first.
And
that's the second.
Starts off the proceeding.
What do you do? What on earth do you do? Maybe get this kill onto Lecro. Never mind, he's aware. The adjustment's perfect. Ecstatic. Hello? I don't know what to say, Paladin. I don't.
Yeah, it looks like they've just been tapped out at this point. I mean, resetting is probably your best bet. Try to forget about this map and head into Vertigo with a fresh mindset. because if you let this map weigh you down, Vertigo is not going to be any easier. If there's any map that Dignitas is pretty proficient on, it's Vertigo. And we've seen Ecstatic perform well on the map themselves. But, you know, again, as I was speaking about in the pregame, the intangibles are firmly in the favor of Dignitas, and they know exactly what to do with momentum. We have two of the great players in that 87-0 lineup on this squad, Forrest and Freiberg. They know all about momentum. And they certainly won't let up here against this series on Ecstatic.
14 now for Dignitas. This is exciting. I haven't seen Dignitas this convincing in a while. And I love to see it. I really do.
Yeah.
Because they have had a bit of a tough time recently in terms of just falling down the rankings. They're starting to bring themselves up a little bit. It's nice to see them perform so well, and especially carry this momentum over to a T-side and overpass, which can be difficult. And this is Ecstatic's map pick. They should have a number on what Dignitas are doing, and they just can't answer for it.
And it's just another force buy. It's again one of those pick your poison moments. I mean, are you reasonably going to be able to claw back 12 rounds or 13 rounds? Not really. So I mean, just weak buys all around to see if something sticks. But look at all this utility, all this weaponry in Dignitas' favor. It's so hard to spin this in a positive flavor, Pigeon. I don't really know what to say.
Necro knows what's coming. He knows it. He's good for one. So a weapon upgrade for Manx. They know a scout's in play. They might not want to take those too long fights. But then again, Wolfie hasn't really stepped up to the mark in this game. 3 and 13. And it's not even...
That's
gone.
Yeah, no, that's the main individual that you'd want, right? He like, this is a map where you'd love for an Opper to step up to the plate, and it's just never been in his favor. And he's had a couple opportunities to start regaining some momentum, and he just never had it.
Well, maybe there's time to gain something here. Wolfie starts out with a tag onto Freiberg. Those pistols are going to be a little bit better now against him. Nice nade as well. The damage is really good. And now, with 20 seconds left, rather, they start to pile onto this bomb site. Oh, Wolfie, he gets one before burned. But Fasha swings out. Deagle shot's unable to connect. It's map point for Dignitas. This early on. I am really shocked right now.
Hey, they want to bring us back on schedule.
True,
huh,
yeah.
Pigeon? Yeah, that's what we're all about here.
See, Ecstatic are nice.
Yeah, this is all going according to plan.
Dignitas, their plan's working out well right now. I don't know what to say. Like, genuinely, Dignitas, there's no gimmicks. They look like the better team.
Yep.
Legro.
Absolutely.
Stop it, man. That's disgusting.
They're already dead. Please.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. They're going to try and double peek him, and how it works. Fair enough, that does work. You expect it to. Bird from Sky manages to get something back. He trades him. Molotov denies him from falling back, but no one is there from Ecstatic to trade that again. This is an interesting boost.
Oh, he reads it.
What? I am grinning ear to ear right now. Dignitas. They have a low HP player. They have tons of util to work with. They have 2 players as a barrier on this B bomb site. The only 2 players left. And they're starting to come through now. Contact play! The FAMAS spray, good, but only for one. Dignitas! 16-3 on overpass.
And that's all she wrote on Ecstatic's map pick. Now we're jumping on to Dignitas' map pick on Vertigo. Stick with us. We're going to go for a little short break. And when we come back, a barn burner awaits us on Vertigo. Dignitas will be tested here on Vertigo. It's their map pick, but Ecstatic is still a very formidable team on this map, and we've been talking them up a lot, but it's really high time for them to really show up here. I'm Paladin here with my co-caster of Pigeon, and we're here to take you through this map 2 of our final series of the day here at Funspark ULTI.
Final series of the day, and it started off in a manner which only took us 30 minutes. So fair enough. Give us a bit more energy. Thank you very much, Dignitas. And here they come, out towards mid. 2 contact. Make it 4. Bird from Sky looks aware of this read here. And now that smoke comes through. So it's an interesting mid adjustment here. Smoke off from heaven means that whatever split they attempt may have to favour towards A. Bird from Sky swings, shots miss. Fash up, caught towards connector heaven, and well, he's dead to right. Bird from Sky also. Lightgrow just on a pivot. Wolfie's here in sandbag. I think he's been spotted. He double dinks, and Lightgrow needs to get more here. It's still favourable on the T side for Dignitas. And now here's where this retake comes in. Dafu and Manx taking their time. Tap on the bomb. And they know where one of these players is now. They still haven't stuck it just yet. Dafu opts to tap again. They want to try and bait these T players out, but it's not working. And now they know where Dafu is. Heap takes his time. Trigger pulled. Dignitas continue that winning streak.
And here it was the tactics that were brilliant from Freiburg here. What a pivot call after Bird from Sky drops the heaven smoke. They immediately pivot over to the CT section. They rotate back onto A, and it catches Ecstatic completely off guard. Them trying to pivot back and answer from all of these angles were just impossible. Lekro just toying with them. And eventually the round just fizzles out. There's no way back in, and Wolfie was the last port of call to shut down any potential way back in for Dignitas, and even that gets stifled by Heap. So outstanding start from Dignitas with that pistol round, and it seems as though the momentum is still running quite high for them as of right now.
Nice flash.
Splendid.
Yeah. Perfect utility usage from the side of Dignitas. Everyone is over towards B. As we swing the camera around, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Bottom right of your screen right now. There's four Dignitas players coming up ramp. Nice camera work.
Due diligence from Dignitas. Still throwing out those smokes just in case any aforementioned utility might come through. But there should be no harm, no foul here. Oh, with that flash, seems like it was set up for some good kills on the Ecstatic side, but other than that one kill, I don't really see anything coming up from it. Oh, great shot from Vasher to pull one more back. The money's still firmly in the favor of Dignitas. Not really a big deal, especially keeping 3 men alive. So Dignitas get that USP conversion, and it's quick rifles out to stop any more momentum building from Dignitas.
So the guns come out here for the side of Ecstatic. Let's see if they can bring themselves back into round winning ways. Aggressive over towards B. Manx is blind alongside his teammate. Dafu can't help. Freiburg has got to be aware that there is more advanced position towards ramp than just that one player towards the wood. And now they retrieve the bomb. They are happy enough to try and execute B again. Off the back of this potential split, the molly clears the corner that they expected this player to be in, and Manx, as soon as he gets one, drops the bomb, swings back. They can take this slow still for Ecstatic. Don't have to rush into any info gathering. That man advantage is enough. Dignitas, their hand is going to be forced into this round right now. They are going to have to make the first move again. Unsuccessful attempt the first time, and now they're just cutting noise.
And they can just wait this utility out, Dignitas. They are at a man disadvantage, but if they can trade efficiently, they can still get onto this bomb site pretty handedly. But as I say that, with that smoke dwindling, look at the time. There's only 30 seconds really on the clock here, and another smoke from Bird from Sky is going to have them go full gray scheming into the bomb site.
Dafu down to 18. There are more numbers here for Ecstatic than maybe Dignitas would like. But Freiburg and Veep, they are down. Out of the round, Dignitas have to save. So Ecstatic, well, they've won a round. Congratulations.
Yeah, and that really comes down to the number of players on the B bomb site. If you have a smoke to drop, they're basically just waiting that one smoke out, and they're like, okay, well, if there's just a B anchor there, we can wait the smoke to dissipate, and we'll go in. Then another one comes in, and then yet another one, and now we're sitting at 30 seconds on the clock, having to go through gray screen, and then that's with the final bits of utility from Ecstatic are just thrown on out, and it just ends the round before it even begins, right? So first round on the board for Ecstatic, perhaps a start of something good for the team. They hasn't necessarily much of it going into this series, especially after map 1. And now trying to bounce back here in round 4. Aggressive in the middle.
Ecstatic want this little bit of round control. They'll do so for now. Just trying to trade bullets through the smoke. The nade will do a little bit of damage. I say that. Heap down to 48. Nice nade. Still just jump spotting. Utility in hand. Throw it out whenever someone oversteps the mark on the side of Dignitas. Bird from Sky just making sure that he's not going to have the opportunity to get caught off guard. Counter utility will now come through. So, ramp control here on the side of Dignitas is a bit more minimal than what Ecstatic have. They can wait these smokes out before they want to take a fight. On both sides, rather. Still taking it slowly. Nothing happening. 40 seconds left of the round, and they're still just sticking to their marks on A ramp. Not showing any presence until now. Molotovs come down, slows down that push, and Ecstatic just dissipate back towards A. But it's Bird from Sky to get aggressive. He gets one, then pulls back. They have to contact up ramp, or maybe go back towards B. 20 seconds left on this. The majority of the numbers are on B for Ecstatic, and Fasher swings through, calls this one clear, and now they need to get all the way over to A. Manx is going to scream for his team's help because he's been taken down. The Molotov was slowed down. 4 seconds left. There is absolutely no time to get this bomb down in the smoke. Lecro taken down. Forrest can't even save.
Yeah, that was an absolutely splendid mid-round there from Ecstatic. This is what they're known for. This is their bread and butter. Getting that one kill on the sidewalk was everything for them. And at that point, you could just cut all the noise and absolutely just confuse the T side as to where all the CTs have gone. And Wolfie with the round-winning Molotov just makes everything that much easier. With how Forrest wasn't able to save, they want to keep all the money on the same page, so Dignitas forced into this round. A couple of deagles, but not really much utility to write home about. Ecstatic finally feeling the floor under them.
Ooh, look at how far Heap was up, but couldn't get that frag. Bird from Sky is lucky to escape with his life. Counter utility. Fasher gives himself space, but Freiburg does one better. Gives his team the advantage. And now they try to spray through. Elevator position is Lecro, and Bird from Sky through the smoke. Lecro has no answer. Now he's been spotted, and now he has to drop, and he has to escape. That's the crucial part. Or he could stay on towards default. Look like he's fallen back, and as soon as that flash comes through, the Deagle pipes up for a second as well. Maybe swings around. Manx not traded just yet. 3 for Lecro on the dig. Woo! Make it 4.
Oh, that's the Lecro of old right there. One of the greatest Deagle players. And he makes it sing here on the A bomb side of things. That retake was absolutely stifled by just some brilliant shots from Lecro. Look at him just dancing around the boxes. Picture perfect crosshair placement. and just immaculate headshots from the Swede. Third round on the board for Dignitas. What a play from Recro.
Someone picked this guy up. Fasher passed the first line of smokes. The second will slow him down. Still patient here. On ramp are both sides of the party. Fasher comes through. Nice first. And Heap doubles up. How? Hello? This is awkward now. Because they have the man advantage. Heap looks a bit flustered throwing util. But so far, Dignitas, they look to have the advantage in this round and now starting to maybe swing the momentum in their favour. A double ramp push for Ecstatic maybe to retake control. That might be the answer here. Halzerk is going to be caught off throwing nades if he doesn't look up, and Bird from Sky doubles. And all of a sudden we find ourselves in a 1v1 where Lekra has the bomb. He can escape and go to B. That bomb is going to go down. We're going to see a retake situation in a 1v1. Bomb. Planted. Open. Manx. He knows this has gone down on the B bomb site now, and surely Lekro might hear these steps. It's an awkward encounter to maybe try and face on the timing. Manx. He has this round in the palms of his hand until he made the sound. Lekro, the hero of the last, wins the 1v1.
And Heap also showing why he's such an important piece to this Dignitas puzzle. An initial great double, and then also calling out the bluff of Ecstatic that they would aggress back onto Crane. Him getting that kill as well as another kill on the sidewalk player was so impressive. It was just so impressive. Then it leaves Lekro with that very decisive decision to run all the way back to B. It works wonders. Now there's a USP rush here for Freiburg.
Oh! Alright then. 2 blind kills. Fair enough.
Well.
Yeah, he does. He does. Fair enough. Fair enough. Dignitas. They look pretty strong right now, Paladin.
Absolutely. And it's all predicated on how confident Lekro is looking right now. If you have Lekro, essentially the third star of this team, firing like this, it's just so good for your confidence that your veteran is just popping heads left and right.
No wonder they call them Dignitas.
Yeah. It's what they were known for at the Blast Showdown.
Yeah.
Just getting crazy eco round victories after crazy eco rounds.
Ecstatic. Slowing down in form recently. Haven't won a map in the past 3 series they've faced. And so far, against Dignitas, looks to be the same story. Unfortunately, that is. A strong end to the year, slowing down as Halzerk gets an entry. And look at Heap, he can come in as Bird from the Sky spams. What do you do? What do you do? Well, you try and catch off Freiburg, pulling out a Molotov. It's not to be. Forest catches one on that B bomb site. It's huge. You're right. Because now they have that bomb site for free reigns. Bird from Sky could shut this down fast, but Freiburg's gonna know, and they're just gonna back off. Ecstatic, they have no answer to what Dignitas are doing right now.
Yeah, just no... There's nothing that Ecstatic can reasonably do. Every timing that they've been trying to take on the Dignitas players haven't been working out. And it's just... The bullying from Forest on the B side works out in their favor, and it's just a perfect failsafe. You're feeling a little bit uncomfortable on the A ramp, you can just book it back to B. And Forest does a great job of that, to secure that kill and secure the round, a 6th one for Dignitas.
Impressive stuff from the Swedish side. What else can you say? Yeah, Ecstatic, they don't look like themselves right now, but that doesn't downplay how well Dignitas are playing right now. It really doesn't. You can't take anything away from this squad. And
even if Ecstatic is in a slump, right? These individuals like at the end of the day, they're just better on Dignitas. Everybody's hitting their shots. Wolfie is still a little absent. Dafu, the only real saving grace on overpass, he's also absent. Fasher, a big proponent of why Ecstatic is so high on the HLTV rankings anyways, also absent.
And
Where do you
Dignitas,
turn to?
yeah, Dignitas don't give them the chance for these individuals on the CT side to shine as well. Because there's always, on Dignitas, there's always someone there to back up the teammate pushing. Always someone there. It seems like they have 10 players on the server right now, because there is literally anyone supporting each other at any time.
Yeah, every trade, even if it looks untradeable, they make it possible. And a large part of it has to come down to Heap.
Yeah.
His entries have been stellar, and his trading has been even better.
And he saw in the round prior as well, he did the same thing.
Yeah.
He was able to keep that advantage back to his team after someone died on ramp. And look at this B contact play. Manx, he's up close and personal. Halzerg jumps around the corner, gets him down 26 HP for Dafu, makes 0. Wolfie, he could maybe go for this one. Nade, try and do damage. Molotov forces him forward, playing around on the reload. It's Halzerg to trade. And that's what we're talking about. These individuals start to shine even though there's always that trade potential. Halzerg, he could get 4 in this round, but Heap steals that last. Dignitas take 7.
Freiburg is absolutely calling circles around Bird from Sky right now. Look at how Heap just conditioned that entire Ecstatic roster to just hang tight on A, with how he's been spamming and how much of a thorn in the side of the Danes he has been. It's just, they're forced to. They have literally no choice but to have 3 men on the A side of things, so that once the players on the B bomb side get punished one by one, they can call that contact play every day of the week. It'll work in their favor purely by that conditioning alone. And look at what it's done to the Ecstatic economy. An MP9 and some upgraded pistols. And 8th is seriously on the cards here for Dignitas.
They haven't had anything for an opener this game, and Heap's missed spray might actually be the saving grace for them. Bird from Sky, he's on ramp with an MP9, and they know he's close. He's forced back as well. So the AK can't be retrieved. They've been forced back to try and play around the execute that Dignitas want to try and do. There's 2 players on this A bomb site, no one has rotated around, and look what's happening. They are forced out by the util. Playing this retake, they tried to do so beforehand before Lecro popped off with a dig. And now someone on Ecstatic needs to do the same thing. Bird from Sky wants to come through from the flashes. Halzerg can't continue his spray. It's a complete mess that the MP9 gets 1, but 2 kills go in favour of the T side right now. Bomb out in the open. But Lecro catches Dafu out in the open also. They are trying to swing together to peek together on the side of Ecstatic, but it's not working out. And now it's up to 2 veterans. Up against a young gun. Looking to try and bring his team a 3rd round. He gets the first with the CZ. Smoke dropped on the bomb. 20 HP versus 62. The latter goes in favour of Dignitas and Lecro. AK retrieved. Now it's just a guessing game of what's happening on both sides. Bomb tapped. Manx. It might be a misplay because it's that smoke phase. Lecro knows that he's not on it, and now he can just play the time game. It's done. It is thoroughly done. A close round, but Dignitas claimed their 8th.
I mean, you'd think that after those smokes faded that Ecstatic had a way back in. At that point, those individuals have to face, but it still came up Dignitas all the way through, and the Swedes triumph once more in the afterplant. Lecro playing another 1v1 to perfection, and a 1/2 by Dignitas. Look at the Swedes go. Who would have thought?
Not me. Really, not at all. You have the argument, yeah, it could be close. This is a washout right now. Dignitas have woken up on the right side of the bed today. Halzerg misses that AWP shot. Manx gets the opening. Now, the previous time they had an opening, they lost it, and they lost the round. How do they deal with it this time? Ooh. They know Freiburg's in the smoke. So now a 2-man advantage off of the back of the nade. Just giving a bit of a sound cue as to where Freiburg was. Heap's still here though.
He's been a monster on this sidewalk. Vasher still has to be on high alert, and while they press tab, they see Heap is still alive, and they double up on the sidewalk. They don't want this happening to them again.
This is timing.
And this is the kill. This is the kill that matters so much. He gets one, but there it is. Vasher with the trade, and that should seal the deal here for Ecstatic to pick up a third. Unless Lekro gets this kill, there isn't really much to write home about. And Manx is very wary of the situation. Only Forrest left. Any damage is good damage here. 4 alive. 4 Ecstatic. Good economically, but nothing more the Dignitas can do.
Oh, Ecstatic, they are here. They get their third off of the back of a 6-winning streak on the T side. If you are just tuning in now, that banner on the right-hand side, top right-hand side of your screen isn't lying. Dignitas did win 16-3 on Overpass, Ecstatic's map pick. And here we are, 8-3 on Dignitas' map pick. So this is looking good here for the Swedish side. Halzek nearly gets a kill before being blinded. And still, they just take this ramp control right now. Halzek missing another shot. Heap's allowed to slip by, and that's the important thing. He's always here. He is always sneaking by, and this time they haven't accounted for him. He's able to set up nades. The execute's coming through, maybe, just maybe, but they stall it out just to wait for those counter-util. To wait for the Molotovs to come through. That spam is good from Bird from Sky, but it's not going to amount to anything more than a tag. No frag. Wolfie, he's got faces to face. Heap, head on a swivel, nearly 2. Forest finishes it. They are just whittling down the numbers here of the Ecstatic defense, and Bird from Sky finally answers back. They're throwing this same CT smoke to try and get themselves in. The difference is Bird from Sky is already here, and he has been for a while. Freiburg is gone from this round. 45 seconds left, he escapes. There's the opportunity here for a post-plant 3v3, but Lekro's going. He's off. See ya.
Yeah, left Halzek on a bit of an island, and
oh, wait, hold on.
he does get rewarded for his troubles. Gets a kill on a Dafu, and it throws this whole round into quite the tizzy.
Look at how much space Halzek has.
Yeah, he gets so much because of that very single kill.
Oh, and he gets one more as
getting
well.
Another one.
No way has this turned around for the Dignitas side. Bird from Sky has snuck out towards headshot. Whether they expect this, a different matter. Lekro in another 1v1 doesn't win this one. Bird from Sky, the saviour of this round, he gets an ace.
The IGL is the saving grace for this Ecstatic squad. I'm just shocked that while the stars aren't showing up, you're not really expecting the IGL to step up as he is. But man, has he put on as much of a show as he possibly can, winning out this 1v2 after an absolute CT capitulation. It really felt like they were out of it. There was no way for them back in after he was put into that 1v2, but he performs. He steps up, and it relegates Lekro to a hero AK, and that's about it.
I mean, who else would you want right now than Lekro on the hero? Okay, maybe Heap, maybe anyone on the side of Dignitas. Really, they are individually right now on point. Ecstatic, fluff nade from Bird from Sky, and they're gonna pick the bomb, go back towards B. Crossfire set up. Dafu, wary of the boost that might come through. So the play here is to set up Lekro. Or maybe he goes for the entry himself. All 5 players here on this B stairs position. Dafu makes contact with one, finally finishes off the kill from the M4 spray, needs to reload. His teammate doesn't need to strike just yet. Flashes blind both sides of the game, of the teams. And now they're just stalling. 35 seconds left on the clock as we speak. That smoke. Pretty good.
Not really much to write home about here. Glocks don't really get it done very often, and I wondered, they really want their players to run in. They need to die. There's only 17 seconds left.
They need to die.
And you need to go in. What is the point of this boost?
Oh,
I mean,
that's the point of it. That's the point of it. Lekro's still in this round, and he's had 2 to his name, but now it's all but over, and he can't survive with this AK. He's gonna do his damn well best too. Gets 4. That was close. Dignitas. They had to go in to save their economy, and Lekro ends up surviving still.
Man, that was so impressive from Lekro. The Ecstatic members, there were 3 seconds left on that clock, and they wanted to tuck in just so they can wait for the time to expire and really hamper the economy of Dignitas. And even still, Lekro is just a superior individual, absolutely taps out any of the Danes. And all things considered, pretty good round for Dignitas, especially when you look at the money situation for Ecstatic. You have a couple players hovering around 2K, and that's about it. Now, if you're Dignitas and you win this round, perhaps you can get to that double digits that you deserve. You've basically outplayed them for quite a few rounds now, and at the very least, that's what you'd expect. But anything less of that, you'd be a little disappointed, frankly.
Their 6-round winning streak has come to an end in quite some fashion. Ecstatic enter back with half of that amount. Commitment towards A looks like for now. Nice attempt at a leg shot from Halzerk. Bird from Sky wants to re-peek. He's got to be careful on this jump. Halzerk's got his number on this. And Freiberg, nice adjustment. Fasher has no idea what he's just witnessed. Oh, Heap taken down. That's one piece of the puzzle you want to eliminate if you're Ecstatic. They cut noise. Ecstatic. Getting aggressive again. Wolfie. You were silent in the previous map. Now you need to make something work because your IGL's already done enough work right now. Maybe he's going to try and do more. Spots one to the left on the shoulder peak. Assumes one's already close. And that's nice. That's perfect. Now they can execute onto Wolfie, who starts out with 1, but not the second. Lekro's there to trade. There's that trade potential, Paladin. That's always there.
Always there, and they've had a perfect ramp understanding of this map, and it's worked brilliantly for them. Trade after trade. It seems that only Dafu is left here. There's not really much that he can do, but he still gets 1 and finishes off Freiberg as well. Leaves Lekro in a 1v2, but who else do you want left up if you're a Dignitas fan than this guy right here?
You want him. You want him. 20 seconds left, but he's caught looking the wrong way. Ecstatic recover a situation where they shouldn't have had that round, so good work from them.
Yeah, a little bit of an unawareness on the sidewalk situation there, not accounting for Dafu to be that far forward, and Forrest gets punished for it, and even though Freiberg wants to half trade, it's a meek attempt at best. And it leaves this final round for Dignitas not as good as you'd like to have it. A couple Deagles and a Galil on Heap, and I mean the good saving grace here that at least Lekro, your star of this map thus far, has an AK to deal with.
They're feeling it right now. They really are feeling it. Lekro is going to lead the charge towards mid. Awkward fight for Wolfie here. If they decide to boost up fully, they do. Pushing to fall back. Just holding a shoulder angle. Forrest comes to life. If there's one man you can rely on just getting a crisp, clean headshot and get more of them, it's that man right there, Forrest. This one too. Lekro has good position. The timing. And he comes back.
And look at this.
Yeah, they've
gone all the way up ramp.
This is impressive. This is really impressive map control here from the side of Dignitas. They're still stuck towards mid. Everyone is near this B anchor or B position. But Dignitas, they need to act fast on this because the rotates are going to come through. This is almost obvious at this point that you're going to end up towards A. Retake smokes. Retake utility being thrown out already. And here comes that flash. The bomb plant unable to go down, but Bird from Sky is stuck in a Molotov. That was made to force him out of the position. Manx gets one before blinded and falling back. And they're still throwing out these flashes. Dignitas are still blind, but Heap comes together with Freiberg to try and get those 2 kills. It's Heap gone now. And Fasher in a 1v3. He thinks one is behind him. That's incorrect. They are all towards this bomb watching it, and Freiberg has confirmed where this last CT is. And now he taps the bomb. Wants to figure out where these last 2 players are. They're scared. They're wary. Lecro, he's nearly dead to rights, but above the smoke, Lecro reads. Dignitas answer back. They shut down Ecstatic. They take their 9th and they switch sides.
I thought they took a little bit too long there on the ramp to switch over. But luckily in their favor, the utility of Ecstatic actually works out in their favor. A couple of botched flashes allows Dignitas to get back into that round. A good couple of shots, and once the smoke goes down, it's very difficult for that conversion to come through. Lecro saves it once more in the 1v1. And 9 rounds is nothing to not write home about, but feel good about. It's a great feeling to have 9 rounds on your T side, and perhaps they have enough to shut down Ecstatic here on their CT side.
Bombs towards ramp. A little bit of presence over towards B to try and draw out Dignitas players, but it doesn't seem to have worked because they're still playing that same pistol round they decided to execute at the start. And Heap, he spots one. Goes back for it. That's the confidence brimming, but now all this sound is being made, they can start to rotate over. 2 smokes, a flash and a Molotov to get this execute rolling here on the side of Ecstatic, and they do so. But there's a double nade here for Dignitas. Maybe they might not need it if they connect these headshots over towards these T players, but nothing happening so far. And now Fasher's up close. Freiberg caught off guard with a nade in hand. Fasher doubles up. Lecro trades, but it's not enough right now. Ecstatic have so good post-plant positions that Dignitas have got to cover every single angle, and I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's going to happen unless Forest decides to answer with that, and Manx pushing forward, can't quite get anything. They have a kit on Lecro. They can afford to keep this one slowed down right now, and they somehow do it!
They lost it.
They've got it! Dignitas! What a pistol retake from a man down from the crossfire setup. They somehow get a 10th.
I mean, the utility usage was perfect from Ecstatic. They had gotten all of the bomb site on their own. They really didn't get tagged up by the grenade as much as they were expecting. And then they even had the second smoke on CT. You have every bit of utility usage in your favor. You have the crossfires as well. And it's just outright brilliance from the individuals of Dignitas, really stepping up and bucking the trend of how impressive they've been looking. They've just been looking so impressive. And it doesn't really matter what Ecstatic have been throwing at them in the tactics department. Their individuals are just superior.
Ecstatic with that bomb plant have decided to go with the rifles. Nothing else. No utility to work with at all. They want to brute force their way into the sides. Forest holds passively.
Oh, what an
And
entry.
Dafu just outswings him perfectly. Lecro from B finds one up towards Heaven. Wolfie gets the better of that player. It's all going in the favour of the T's right now. Unless that bomb gets dropped, they need to retrieve, and they have done successfully. So a 2v2. Freiberg and Heap. Lower HP, lesser weaponry. This looks good for Ecstatic.
I'd just like to put out a PSA about how garbage I think the UMP is.
Okay.
Don't buy this weapon. It is absolutely horrible from the mid to far ranges. I don't think it's good at all. But as I say that, they want to go for this retake. They still have a kit up.
Yep, they're going to try and go for this one. Fashro Manx set up in sort of a line. Heap and Freiberg. Kit on both. And they're going to stick it. Maybe. They're just going to tap the bomb. Make it static panic. Freiberg caught off it. And there we go. That's the round. Ecstatic, they make it's expensive. It really is. But Dignitas, they fall short.
Man, I think if literally Halzerk had any sort of weaponry that wasn't a UMP, he would have been able to properly trade. But instead, he goes killless, and they get CT for free at that point, and then they just have a free route into the B bomb site. And that last-ditch attempt of a retake was honestly a little shoddy. Perhaps they could have saved there and cut their losses, but instead, you're giving Ecstatic really breathing room to come back into this game.
Nice couple from Bird from Sky. Dinged down by his teammates just for good measure. Don't want to make it too easy for him. Halzerk's in a smoke. Fash is just behind it. Awkward this, isn't it? Ooh. Nice little adjustment.
Not really much, though, that they can do, right?
There isn't. Yeah, true. You need to see one more Deagle kill for it to really work out. Yeah, it is. Lecro. Oh, we'll be facing him right now. Bird from Sky is panicked because he is low HP. That extra bit of utility forces them to go through one line right now. You don't want to be doing that. They have 50 seconds to play with. They can still go anywhere they want if they deal with Forest correctly. And they have to deal with him if they want to get back towards A. Sounds. Steps. Manx.
Oh!
Checks twice. Forest. Dead to rights. And now Manx can get the position over towards A. Whether it forces the Dignitas rotate is a different matter because they're still getting the bomb towards B. Alright then, phew. Wipe your spot off the brow. That one player you wanted to step up, Lecro, has been shut out of this round. Ecstatic will take their 8th.
And potentially the 9th off of that too. Full eco on the cards here. Not really much to write home about from Dignitas in general, but that little utility set that they had, oh, that's a great kill to get a Mac 10 kill for Halzerk on the parting bits of this round. I don't think he's going to have anything else to offer up. And honestly, I thought he should just leave at that point. Again, a little bit of a misunderstanding with the finances. And it kind of leaves Halzerk with nothing. He could have dropped over the Deagle. He could have dropped over the Mac 10. But instead, it's just a full USP round across the board for Dignitas. And they've essentially just let Ecstatic back through into this game purely off of economics.
Round number 19. Dignitas still have a 2-round advantage. Whether that's going to be the same set after this round is a different matter. You'd expect Ecstatic to claim this one. Nice boost. Fash is just a bit too far back to be noticed. Get that bird from Sky, rather. Still curious as to what the setup is on ramp on both teams. Lack of info playing a huge part into this round. They're still doing this boost. They're still here. They're being pretty committed about it.
Gotta pad this ad somehow.
Oh, exactly. A heat might find one here on the timing, actually. Oh, it's been spotted. Never mind. Now they run into 3. 3 USPs. I don't think there is anything they can do. About 4, actually. Yep, there we go. Nice little spray from the Mac 10, Bird from Sky, Fasher. They're all doing bits here in this round. Lecro, nothing he can do.
It's nice to see Ecstatic still fighting tooth and nail in this series. You know, you'd write them off after such a horrid start on Overpass and then not even able to really bounce back in the T side, the CT side for them on Vertigo. But even still, they've been able to amass 9 rounds for themselves now. Fight against a slightly weaker full buy from Dignitas. And you have the chance to push it to Inferno here. Like, probably your best shot at pushing it to Inferno. But let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. Dignitas is still looking impressive with how good Lekro has been of late. Let's get into round 20.
How did Dignitas approach this one? Wide entry. That's how they approach this. So they can start to fall back, maybe if they want to play passive, but they're still around ramp to try and get information, nade unconfirmed damage, but it's not much. Mid-take hit for two members of Ecstatic. Forrest the one to hold down the line on this one. He has no exit clause right now, but he does get a kill to his name. Maybe make it two. The Mac 10 long range actually works out. But now 3 players remaining on Ecstatic. Halzerk wants to take this position back, and rightly so. This could be perfect, but oversteps the mark. Wolfie's ready for that one. So Dignitas, eager to throw away an advantage right now, and Ecstatic, they're just going to hold it in mid.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? You should just pump the brakes. You were just offered up a kill by Halzerk. Why wouldn't the rest of Dignitas do the same? They have to go hunting for information anyways, especially if you pump the brakes like this. And they can just wait this out. They can bring it down to 20 seconds, and then they can fight Lekro. But the problem is Heap has also come in as well. So if he just gets one here
This is timing.
and dies, it's over.
This is timing. It's all about timing, and he said he's got one and he dies. Now 25 seconds left. There is only two. No, there's 2 options they can go for here. Split through, face each player. And Dafu down to 45. Look who it is in a 1v1. Lekro knows this bomb is going down. Dafu has means of escape. He has a Molotov and a flashbang. Now Lekro, he's got a pesky little smoke on his belt right now to make deal with. Doesn't opt to move. He hasn't got a kit. This has to be all about time now. Dafu, playing this one to perfection, but he's made sounds. Has Lekro heard this one? I think he has. He's assuming that this player is towards short. The Molotov goes out. It's a bit shy, and I think Lekro's got this one. No! He doesn't! Ecstatic! They take their 10th.
I think he might have had it if he was sitting inside the smoke itself. It managed to still work out in his favor. I think that the time was the main proponent. I think even if he didn't have that molly touching, he had no time. But regardless, I did say Heap just needed one and it would be the round, but I didn't account for the fact that they could always just pivot back to A.
Yeah.
And Ecstatic makes a very good late round call to pivot to A and get the bomb down there and force Lekro into an uncomfortable position. They know that the money is really tight there, so once the bomb goes down, things get a little bit easier in their favor, and it leads another eco to Dignitas. And Ecstatic trying to bounce back and take the lead here at long last.
Lekro, a fight that he maybe should have won there. AK is down. Dignitas. 1-man disadvantage here, and the pistols make it a 2-man disadvantage. Bird from Sky lonely with the AWP. The secondary one, that is. Double AWP T-side vertigo. Not very common, but at the moment it's working out. Forrest retrieves an AK. He's going to have to try... Oh, they're coming back towards him, though. They are coming back towards him with the bomb, but they might just escape as soon as they catch him. It's Bird from Sky, though. He's not going to lose his life. Going to retrieve the AK, so no double AWP setup here. Ecstatic, they take the lead for the first time.
All good. All things considered for Ecstatic. I did get a little bit dicey there with Forrest getting a kill, perhaps being able to save, but it's all good for them. And even though that rifle wasn't necessarily saved on over by Forrest, he still has his own buy, and the utility is actually looking quite good for them. And the AWP is well out for Halzerk. Leads me to believe that this is the round to really fight for if you're Dignitas. This is where you're putting all your chips down on. This is where you decide whether or not you can come up with the upset or really leave Ecstatic with room to breathe and a way back into the series.
Freiburg slowed down slightly on this map. take position here. Wolfie's watching the line. He's flashed off from it. Smoke denies him a little bit of vision. Nade goes and lives. We're in an awkward stage in middle right now. Halzerk has been called off the line because that smoke blocks it. And Heap's taking contact. He's taking pressure. He's taking space. And maybe about to take some lives. And now they hear this orb scope. Maybe, just maybe they might. Ecstatic. Where do they adjust towards now? They're going towards mids. They're going to try and create a B opportunity. I like that Molotov.
Yeah, it's cool. That's really cool.
That's clean. But what do Dignitas do here now to adjust? They've got one smoke. They've got a Molotov. 40 seconds left. That could be the option that they opt for to just deny position, deny space, deny time.
Down to Lekro here.
Yep. And it's down to Heap to try and get these kills in mid. Is being blocked as he tries to fall back. The next player swings through. It's Freiburg, who's had a quiet map. But Lekro is just going ham alongside Forest. And now there's no time. There literally is no time because Wolfie's gone. He's dead to right. And now all Halzerk needs to do is escape and live. And now there really is no time. This is a Dignitas round off the back of a timeout. They don't even need to run the clock down. Halzerk is there. Dignitas, we tie this back up.
Oh, just so impressive. Impressive stuff from Lekro there to be proactive and understand the power of his position, right? That he has all of the reads that they are coming to do a B split. You had all the control coming in from Ecstatic down mid, and even though the fights didn't go their way, the luck really happened to be in Dignitas' favor once Lekro got that kill and dropped the bomb. And leaving it in such a precarious position just made it that much worse. Wolfie not catching the timing here could be to their demise.
They should be aware of this on the side of Ecstatic that someone might have pushed. Especially this early into the round if they haven't made contact now. And you see Manx is aware. He's aware that someone might try and overstep the mark on the side of Dignitas to get that bit of information. But they are playing a default right now. 3 towards A, 1 mid, 1 down towards B. That Molotov is going to flush out Lekro. Ooh, this might not hit him. This doesn't hit him. They might call this one clear. Lekro, you could have a free kill on your hands. Oh, I think he's been spotted. No. Wait, hold on. This is slightly awkward, and now Manx has been caught falling back. This could be, yeah, this sound advantage could be the thing they need on the side of Dignitas to bring themselves back the lead here.
Look, Halzerk's already pivoted on Heaven there. They've basically read this. They're walking into a trap, Ecstatic.
All 5T players here. Execute to come through. Freiburg the first to make contact. The AWP scope just goes at the wrong time. But these two CT players holding down the line as Heap gets one more. Dafu's got it all to do. Trying to transition. Wolfie with that scope. But still Lekro and Forest come through. Dignitas. That is a perfect to just rotate everyone towards A. They were not expecting that on the side of Ecstatic.
We've sung his praises so much. But now, even if he doesn't get any kills, Lekro is still just so valuable for this team.
27 and
Look
10.
at how much. Yeah, he's 27 and 10, but like even in this round, right? He didn't even get any major kills. It was all off of sound alone, and that just gave the perfect read for Dignitas. And look at the economy. Look at these bits and bobs that Ecstatic have to deal with now. If they lose this round, we could be all done in 2 maps alone.
Lekro, what a stunning performance from him. 28 years young. He's really found himself in this map. Fasher finds an opening. They're going to go fast on this one. The Mac 10 doesn't quite track enough. No, it's Halzerk and a low HP Heap to try and hold this one down. He's got the scope. Dafu blocks off his line. Maybe wants to boost around headshot. Flash hide enables him to do so. Catches one, sandbags, and now they can cross on the side of Ecstatic. They're taking it slow. And now they're going to plant. They're going to plant behind there. Behind the double stack. And Halzerk finds one on this opening. Kits are 3 players. Lecro the MP9. He's going to opt to go first himself, and Manx catches the start of this one. They're going to try and walk into his domain, but Wolfie, Dafu, and Fasher, Flashy, and Ecstatic, they tied the game again. We are in a really precarious situation right now, economy-wise, because look at this. Dignitas also don't have much as well.
What a scrappy way to end this map, right? It's just back and forth of an affair, and the money situation will never truly be sorted out until one is victorious. And it looks like Dignitas will bend the knee here and just take the Deagles and cut their losses. Give 13 essentially to Ecstatic, but, you know, with players like Lecro and Heap, and even Freiburg, for that matter, we can't count these Deagles out. And as I say that, Lecro's out of the round immediately.
Yeah, Forrest got a Deagle kill in the feed, though. He's got a smoke to play around. That's key for his escape. Four players still posted towards ramp on the side of Ecstatic. Eagle spam from Freiburg. Ooh, it gets one bit of damage. 58. Now Fasher. And as they both swing through, Fasher doubles up. It's Forrest to try and make ends meet here. And he doesn't. So Halzerk, left alone on B. Ecstatic, they're just going to wait him out.
Halzerk, they're on A. Come on. Run.
They're giving him time to rotate, though. They're giving him time to do damage here.
Yeah, not really much he can truly offer up here. Should be a clean 13th for Ecstatic. Maybe he might get one on the planter here, but it looks like Wolfie's trained on him. And he misses! Wolfie misses!
I don't think he was ready. It looked like he was holding down the line, but somehow the planter goes down. But still, good post-plant positions. Halzerk, hold on! Okay. The Deagles are hectic. Calm down for now. That got close. Halzerk, a really good attempt.
But the damage, look at the damage that it's done to the Ecstatic economy. They've never really gotten out of the woods in that regard. And it's really done great things for Dignitas going into this one. They want to pull out the double ops. And if they can do so successfully, we're still on for quite the exciting finish to this map.
Can Dignitas close this one out? I'm sure that's the answer. Oh, that's the question on everybody's mind here.
Mm-hmm.
Only 3 CT rounds here on their map pick. A good T side now turns into a lackluster CT. And Forrest misses with the AWP. The big green has to fall back, falls back towards sandbags as well. This is awkward because he has no way to escape apart from now when his teammate comes to support. And now where does he position himself? Bird from Sky is out up towards mid, trying to make ends meet here. Noise cut. It's awkward. Freiburg has to swing to get information, and when he does, his head's taken clean off. Heap starts to do one with good, rather. Forrest holds down this line as well. All of a sudden, it's fallen apart. Tripped over my words, and Ecstatic have tripped over their own feet in this one. It's Forrest to finish with the AWP finally. A game
I mean,
being tied up.
yeah, you can just cut the noise if you're ecstatic, but you've done it one too many times. And Dignitas read this very well, and they basically believed in their read and they just stuck to it. They sat in mid, they sat in CT, and at the end of the day, they just came to Dignitas because you are the T side. You have to plant the bomb, and you had no other choice but to fall into the crosshairs of Dignitas. Great round from them, and we've still all tied up at 13 apiece. And the last-ditch effort of a force buy from Ecstatic here. Just 2 AKs, one on Bird from Sky and one on Manx, but that's about it.
They don't have much here on Ecstatic. Utility-wise as well. They have enough for an execute, and Horzo just misses the entry. Yeah, timing. He just misses the entry that he could have gotten to really secure this round, and now it's up in the air. That smoke fades. Bird from Sky sticks around a bit longer than he should have. And Fasha's low. He's damn low. Just from that tag from the AWP alone. And now it's a 3v5. They sort of have to fall back here. Lekro's still in an elevated position over towards B. Usually Dignitas, as soon as anything's made contact over towards the other parts of the map, they fall back from B. They play into this execute. They are not going to expect Lekro here with an AWP. And it's going to be the bomb.
Can get one.
It's going to be the bomb to go in first, and it's dropped. It's there. Now they have an idea of where this execute wants to end up, where this 2v5 is going to end. But it could end with Dignitas getting a clean sweep here. Lekro elevated. Heap one more to the tally. Wolfie is all but done here on round 27. Bomb in hand. Armor. AK completely no util to work with, and a Dignitas side playing out this time. There is no way he is in for this. Dignitas, they recover so well.
There is nothing left for Ecstatic. Just this AK to leave behind, and absolutely nothing regarding the economy for them. And 5 alive for Dignitas is just the worst scenario that you can be in if you're a T-side player right now. And if you're an Ecstatic fan, you're kind of grasping at straws here. And I don't know about you, Pigeon. This force buy isn't really looking much better than the previous.
Well, they have an awful buy until the end of the game now. What else can they do apart from forcing this one and try and get themselves somewhere? Dignitas, they have come into play on this late round, on this late part of the map perfectly. But here comes the execute. Manx is already up. That Molotov isolates him. There is no more members of Ecstatic to try and trade that man. And now they can slow this one down, and the CTs can dictate this pace. They do not have to overstep the mark and get info. Heap, I like the confidence. Is this the play? No, it isn't. Wolfie gets the better of him. Holzerk, he's got an AWP. He's been taken off his angle, wants to play far back, a smoke to block one of these. And a flash to take Freiburg off another angle yet again. They're playing it slowly on the side of Ecstatic. They could get the bomb down, and they do so. The AWP shot doesn't hit. Finally, that one does. Bird from Sky is stuck. He cannot escape. How he is still alive is a different matter. He's not anymore, however. Wolfie. Oh, that's nice, but Holzer cancels back. And now they know where Fasha is. Double AWP. They're going to try and peek together. They do so perfectly. It's match point and series point for Dignitas.
Who would have thought we would ever get to this point if you were a Dignitas fan, or even an Ecstatic fan for that matter? It's absolutely enormous of a win for Dignitas here in this playoffs. They were written off as a lowest seeded team at this tournament, and here they are pushing one of the tournament favorites down to the lower bracket if this round does go through in their favor. Match point. This is just impressive in and of itself. I'm just flabbergasted by how Halzerk has played, how Lekro has played. This core of Halzerk, Keep, and Lekro have just stunned me. They've always had so much potential, but they've never really had it realized. And I'm so glad that they finally have the chance now to make a name for themselves.
If Freiburg is the one making these mid-round and late-round calls also, hats off to the bloke. whoever...
Absolutely.
Honestly, these rounds have been convincing off of the calls alone, off of where Dignitas have put their players. And now this might be the last. Ecstatic. They have hardly anything to work with on the utility department. This needs to be a set execute, because what else is it gonna be? If they use util early rounds, what else can they do apart from dry peek and execute?
But they have to get into ramp. How are they going to get into ramp? They have to contact through the smoke, or they're just going to have to fight head-on once it dissipates.
And look,
and Halzik's aware of
this. Yeah, and Dignitas can throw these bits of utility out to deny this time as well. They can keep Ecstatic stuck wherever they want them. Halzik's about to face a load. Gets blinded. And now falls back. Playing around this smoke on ramp heap. Are you going to try and bring your team off of your own back into a 2-0 victory? Or are you just going to wait for Ecstatic to make a mistake? No one on that T side wants to move right now. They don't have position. They are so cautious. Heap spots them and runs away as well. That's the crucial bit of information.
They've gotten ramp control. They've gotten all the utility down. It's now or never for Ecstatic.
Heap is close on this Molotov. He's going to hit every single part of this execute. Bird from Sky. He's managed to find it. Freiburg. If there's ever a time to come alive, it's right now! Oh, Manx TKs, never mind! Forest. He now aggresses. There's too many targets to pick from. It's falling apart. They are being bowled down. It goes to round 30.
Oh, what a round. Absolutely pandemonium on the A site. Once those smokes faded, it was just curtains at that point, right? Just a bloodbath. Any kills here for Lekro would be good. Again, the economy isn't very good on the Ecstatic side of things. We go the distance. And it looks as though truly overtime may actually be on the cards. Look at the economy for Dignitas.
They've called their last tactical timeout. This is what it rides on. Round number 30, Paladin. We're here. We didn't expect this at the start of this map, but here we are.
Yeah, before we went live, we were saying that this would be a quick 2-0 for Ecstatic. But instead, it's them having to... Yeah, it's them having to grind this game back all the way here. They're fighting just so hard to just push it to overtime. Let alone win a map convincingly against the Swedes. And it's all down to this round right here. A deagle for Freiburg, but rifles have all been collected by the Dignitas members. Lekro with that 7k previously has been worth a lot.
Nearly catches the timing, does Wolfie. Dignitas. No one wants to make a mistake. No one. On the side of Dignitas, on the side of Ecstatic. One minute, 20 seconds to decide if you go to overtime or if Dignitas do a 2-0, which I don't think many people expected. They still have plenty of utility on both sides. Enough to deny, enough to create space. And Heap wants his own space to play around this smoke, to catch off Bird from Sky for the opening that they wanted. And Ecstatic, as soon as they slowed these rounds down, it hasn't gone in favour of them. They are just spamming through yellow right now. Holzerk is in a dangerous off angle and he needs one. He doesn't get it. Molotov in hand. He needs to fall back from this. And now this utility comes through for the execute onto Ecstatic, and Manx starts this one off through the smoke. It's everyone to try and get what they want. But Forest is thrust into a 1v4, make it a 1v3. The bomb's about to go down. 15 seconds turns 45. Dafu, low HP. He's on default. The AWP doesn't connect. Now these players are low. And Forest, the old guard meets new right now. Oh, and Manx catches him fluffing with utility. We go overtime, boys. We're overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this.
Ugh. All the timings just not working out for Forest there, for Dignitas in general. They even caught the timing initially with a couple of kills, but as soon as they were out left on the island, those are the only players left on the A bomb site. Everybody else had to run back. And by the time they had, the utility was up, the bomb was planted, and frankly, the post plans just didn't work out in their favor, leaving Forest alone to clutch. And while he did come quite close, it just wasn't enough. And now we're with a little bit of a tech pause here before we go underway on overtime. But looking forward to this nonetheless.
Yeah, a bit of FPS problems on the side of Ecstatic right now.
These reboots come in. Let's take a little bit of time to reflect. How have we gotten here? We've gotten here largely from a good mid to late round setups from Ecstatic. They've done really well to compete against Dignitas and their individuals. They've outbrained them in the mid to late rounds, and it's caught them unawares. The individuals of Lekro and Halzerk have been quieted down quite a bit. They haven't had that same level of impact that they had quite on the T side as they did on the CT. And now we're sitting at a point where we need that reignition from Dignitas to really compete in overtime. And if not, the team play and the synergy of Ecstatic will probably triumph.
Dear mate, I think we need to reboot right now. Let's take a bit of our own time out. What a map. If this goes to 3, well, you never know. You never know.
16k MR3. Leaving it all out on the table here in map number 2. It's a win or down to the lower bracket for Ecstatic. On the Dignitas side, it's all about pride. Having the opportunity to push forward in this upper bracket, get a couple more opportunities to gain some more experience, gain some more chemistry with the 5-man roster.
And if Dignitas, if they can get at least 2 here, their T-side looked really promising as well. They had a fantastic T-side. And that's one thing that sometimes you might struggle to say in overtime is that, okay, well, we can fall back on our T-side to win this one. And they've shown that they can. But I'm sure they won all 3 on both sides. And I'm sure Ecstatic want map 3. My vocal cords certainly don't. Everyone's just waiting. This game has become a lot slower ever since we've got to this point.
Nobody wants to be that first death, right?
No.
You just want to stay in this game for as long as possible. And just keep puffing your chest up and keep bluffing until you can finally let loose onto a bomb.
That bomb site looks to be A. Contacting up towards ramp. Heap. Oh, Thatch is stuck here. He kind of needs to get this kill. Kind of needs to escape also, and doesn't.
Wow.
Yeah, Heap does well to go and hunt for that, and Dafu's blind, but he's got a teammate to assist. Doesn't need. But Freiburg, look at this wily old fox sneaking through. He's got one, and he's got two. Could be even more, but Holzer catches the fall back, and it's up to Manx in a 1v4. Gets the first. Gets the second as well. Hold on, because now he needs to reload. The fight is isolated. Nice try. But Dignitas, they do what they couldn't for the past couple of rounds before overtime. They get a CT round now.
Oh, Freiburg just dancing around that crane smoke. Absolutely brilliant play from him. With all the commotion going on in the actual A bomb site, he's able to just drop down here, pop out Wolfie, the big proponent of any A-side retakes, the AWP sitting back in sandbags. And then the second kill on Bird from Sky as well leaves the bomb planter just so confused. He's like, what the hell just happened? All my teammates are suddenly dead. And it's just down to Manx. And Manx can't really put up anything because of how many CTs are still alive. So the first OT round does go to Dignitas. And they've kind of broken the spell. And as we said before, their T side was wonderful. So if Ecstatic can't pull together and win this T half, we could be looking at a very difficult uphill climb.
Forrest has never played this position before. That is perfect, and he doubles up. They have not taken mid control like that once this CT side, and they do it now in overtime. And Heap gets one through the smoke. Paladin, what is going on?
Forrest is the wake. You can never count this guy out. What an X factor of a player. After all of these years, still able to put up some impressive eye candy level shots.
Oh, nice flick.
And on the other side of things, you have youngsters like Halzerk just putting up numbers like this. Wow. What a round from Forrest.
Forrest plays that perfectly.
Absolutely.
He can get one and be happy. To get both and shut down that B pincer, a completely different story. Look at this. The magic number needed, 19. Dignitas look poised to take one less than that at the moment, 18. And Halzerk just fires off a little bit too early, and that shot through the smoke is too close for comfort. Nice nade pairing. Freiburg down to 27. They're going to try and expend a bit of util themselves. No one's close through these smokes though. Forrest is on a mission.
Oh, you can catch Dafu here.
He could. There's no way. There is no way. Pinpoint precision. Dignitas look to go flawless. Manx wants to play over this smoke. Needs to wait for his team to execute into this one. And here it comes. The flashes. Freiburg blind. Heap trades good for two. Keeps that one-man advantage they gained at the start of this round. So Wolfie, how can you try and get this one into a 2v2? Bird from Sky, the same thing goes for you. They can try and get this bomb down. Force the hand of Dignitas, but I don't think they're gonna move because Halzerk's scope is perfect for two. They go flawless in OT number one. At least for their CT side.
Again, it's Forrest, right? Just monster CT plays out in mid. we've been writing. We haven't even talked about him for majority of this series altogether, and he's just woken up at the latter stages with just some brilliant decision making. Freiburg letting him off the leash here was a great decision because now you have 3 chances to convert. You have 3 chances to send Ecstatic to the lower bracket. You have 3 chances to move on to the upper bracket semifinals.
What a day to be a Dignitas fan. And you're right, 3 chances. At least, it's a good safety net. Forest to slip by as well. Oh, this could get really risky. Bird from Sky wants to peek out. Oh, and it's Fasher to start off the movement. The momentum gain. Forest does get one for his troubles, and all of a sudden it's looking like in the favour of the T's, unless Dafu can slow them down.
Oh!
Holzerk swings around! What's going on? Fumbled smoke. Indicative of pressure. Dafu and Wolfie. Here to hold this down. And they're cutting noise on the side of Dignitas, and that forces Ecstatic to rotate over. You've pointed it out. They are so wary of the situation right now. Both of these teams, they have split up. That is information. They know one is over towards the skylight in mid, and now they can pull this execute off. There is still a handful of utility. Ecstatic are going to use this Molotov to deny the plant. 30 more seconds remain. Holzer can plant in the corner. That molly, Wolfie expected to not be through that, but he is. The no-scope misses. And they have Dafu behind. They're doubling up towards sandbags. The arse spotted of Holzer. Do they expect Heat to be here? A 1v2 to get your team through. Dafu unaware. Wolfie has to jump up and Heap spotted him. Flash comes through. Wolfie is not blind and he's still just playing the patient game. Knows where he is. This could be all but done. Heap. He has just got to hide. He knows where Wolfie is. Playing around, Wolfie hits the no-scope, but it's all done. Dignitas 2-0. Ecstatic to the lower bracket.
The upset has finally happened. Dignitas, by hook or by crook, they have absolutely stolen away a series against Ecstatic. I am so shocked by the performance that they've put up here, and they absolutely deserve to move on. They were clearly the better team here today.
What a performance. What an absolute performance. Freiburg has called a blinder of a game, and everyone on Dignitas has stepped up.
Exactly everything that we called in the pregame, where we needed every single individual to show up today, and they showed up in spades, right? You had Lekro, you had Heap, you had Halzerk, and then later on, when you needed that little bit of experience to get you over the line, you had Forest to pull you through, and it was just remarkable stuff across the board from Dignitas. So props to them, props to K23 winning the series early on the day. We've had a great couple of series here. Take a look at the bracket after all is said and done after today's work. You have some great games on the way. You have K23 CPH Flames on the bottom side. Dignitas playing against Blue Jays. The underdog story continues for them as they take on our underdog team today of Dignitas here in that upper bracket. So a lot of great stuff going on in the upper side of things. On the lower bracket side of things are going to get a little bit more spicy, don't you think?
Oh yeah, Ecstatic versus Namiga. I mean, wrong logos there, but look, Entropiq versus TTC, you should really favour Entropiq in this one. Ecstatic versus Namiga, that is a game. That is a really cool game, and I'm sure you'll be seeing those very soon.
That's the game that you probably expected to be on the upper side of the bracket, and now they're fighting it out for elimination, right? And with those 2 land spots on the line, there's a lot to play for here at Funspark ULTI. So that's all from us here today. Tomorrow, tune in. There are going to be a couple more great games of Counter-Strike on the way. But from Pigeon and Paladin here, that's all from us. Good night and have a good day.